Hello. Now, this is a time that I love because I get to brag about the beautiful people that are in my space. I'm a brag. I'm a celebrate Izzy right now. Okay. Izzy is showing up for herself every day. This girl has been so consistent. She has been showing up for herself. Before, she was like showing up a lot for other people because she has such a beautiful heart. Izzy, you have a beautiful heart. And so I'm so feel so filled up because I get to celebrate you. I get to celebrate you loud and proud. And I want to continue that celebration. So go ahead and give me some more celebrations. What do you want to celebrate yourself for?
First of all, thank you, Cassidy. And yeah, I wanna celebrate like the process I've been making, like listening to my own mind, like and listening beyond the chatter that goes on in my mind, like
Yeah.
having clarity about what I want, what I need, and what my body asks of me.
Mm.
And I feel like a lot of that has come just from being consistent in this space, showing up for myself. Yeah.
Okay, so when we say this space, Izzy is a part of my meditation activation program. It's daily. We meet Monday through Thursday, 7:30 EST AM. And it is a beautiful space. And Izzy is someone who shows up every day for herself and really shows up for that space. So I want to just talk to you about your experience. So first of all, what drew you? What was your desire to come into the meditation activation program, and why specifically with me?
Yeah. Yeah. Well, first of all, I think meditation is something that I need to have in my life. Like I postponed it and I knew about it and I learned a lot about it. But the matter of it is it's that you just need to practice it for it to work, right?
Mhm.
And then we got this opportunity and I got to know you and I thought, well, if this is if this isn't a sign, I don't know what is. So I joined in and yeah, you just made this very safe space for us, really comfortable. Like I always knew that I could be there, and in any way that I was feeling, if I was feeling high or low, I would be welcome in any state of me, and I really appreciated that. Also, that you give us the space to share something, like if something comes up for us, and you have always been so respectful, and it makes me want to keep on going. I think that's the most valuable thing because being with other people and having you to hold us accountable for ourselves is is really really valuable for me.
Mm. Oh, you're gonna make me cry. I, I wasn't gonna get emotional yet. I am just so beyond proud of you. Like with the fullest of my heart, I'm so proud of you because you've really shown up in this space, and I'm so happy you felt the intention that I've created of creating it as a safe space. You can show up completely sad or completely happy. We can celebrate the sadness, celebrate the pain, celebrate the joy, celebrate the wins, celebrating it all. And that was my intention. So I'm so it's gonna make me cry. It makes me so this is true. This is truly from my heart. It's something that
Yeah.
makes me so happy to hear that you feel that safety, and the fact that the accountability is so strong, because we know that meditation is such a an important factor in science. The studies in neuroscience,
Yeah.
it's rocketing. Like, you're seeing every study, it helps with every disease, every chronic
Yeah.
illness. It helps with like productivity, it helps with your life, it helps with relationships, like everything. There's not one area of your life where meditation doesn't help.
Mm.
We already know this, and a lot of people know this, but they don't actually put it into practice every single day. And
Yeah.
it's just about, that's why I created this space, was to be able to hold that accountability. And me, because I was in a space like this before, and I had to create it because they stopped it, and I was like, no. No. And so it makes me so happy to hear that you've been able to actually show up for yourself and create this beautiful habit, and in community with love and in a safe space. That makes me Just so happy
Mm.
to hear. So did you have a vision for what this was going to be, or was it what you expected when you first came in, or what was some of the things that maybe were unexpected or were expected?
Well, I knew for a while that I wanted to be a person that meditates like every single day. Like I wanted to make that a part of my life.
Mm,
And um in life, like uh and in here, because I live in Chile, it's not something that's so very usual. Like
mm,
there's not like, or I haven't found like these meditation communities that maybe you can find elsewhere, like physically, I mean. And when I talk to people about this, they still have a lot of prejudice, like, well, but what do you have a religion attached to it or something else? Like, no, it's nothing like that. And and that's why I think I wanted to have this be a space that where I came from didn't matter, like that I didn't have to be explaining things to
mm,
people. It's just, you show up, you do the practice, and you do it constantly, and it will pay off. And I couldn't imagine what it would mean for me. Like now, looking back, like I don't remember when it was that somebody asked me, like, how long have we been doing this, or I have been doing this with you, and I was like, I don't know, it's been like almost half a year now, and I can't believe it. And it was unbelievable because it's so natural for me now. Like I know, I no matter where I am or what happened the day before or whatever, I just log in and we connect, and I think it's beautiful.
mm. Oh, yes. First of all, I really liked how you talked about this is an inclusive, safe community. Anybody from any anything, any race, nationality. We have so many different countries. You're from Chile.
Yeah,
I mean, we got different time zones. We got
yeah,
like anybody's welcome. Anyone with of sexual orientation, religion, or like anything. Like it is
yeah.
welcome here, and there's no judgment about any of it. The neurodiverse community, anyone is welcome. And I really love how you touched upon that, because this is a huge part of creating a safe space. There, you don't need to have a religion or even, something of that sort to come in here. It's about connecting with you and whatever your higher power is, if you have a higher power. It's about having trust in yourself and your life, and in your higher power, if that is what you speak about. And so it's a very inclusive community. So thank you for touching upon that, because sometimes I think I know this, I create these intentions, but hearing it back again is just, yeah, that's exactly what I was going for. So happy to hear.
Nice.
That's that's what's happening.
Cool.
Um, so, was there a moment where you felt something clicked? Or I know there's been a bunch of times where you're like, I feel like so much better. I was sick and now I feel better. But like, talk about some of those moments where things just clicked or something was just what you needed. Like, what are those moments been like for you?
Yeah, it's really interesting because in my zone of the planet, we started this in autumn, and we went through autumn and winter, and now we're having spring right now where I am. And it's crazy because I feel like, as it happens with crops, on a field, like the seeds are underground, and you keep on watering them, and the wind passes over them. Sometimes it's so dark and you don't know where this is going, and I had this whole, like, process going on in with myself. And now that the spring came along, I remember it pretty clearly. It was one day in August. We had a session, and it was like, okay, mm, I cannot deny anymore this whole thing that I've been building up. Like I knew I was creating something within me, and I was changing, and a part of me didn't want it to take a look at it and accept it, like knowing that it had already happened and that I had to like shed my skin off
Yeah.
and and grow, um I remember that session. It was really emotional for me, and it was like really, and I remember it affected me like the whole day long. And then with the weeks and such and so on,
Mm.
I started making decisions in my life, like really big and important things for me that I knew in the back of my mind, but through this practice, it became clearer and clearer and clearer until it was undeniable that I needed to do something. And I think it's great because I think otherwise I could have just not look at it and not do anything about it. And I believe it was in this space that the click was like, it wasn't just a click, it was like a bang for me.
I love that.
Yeah.
Wow, it wasn't a click, it was a bang.
Yeah, it was like a huge gong just to boom.
Where the compound effects happens. When you're so consistent, when you show up every day, there's just bound to be not the small things, but like big changes where you look back because you've been taking so many baby steps. You look
Yeah,
back and you're like, whoa, wait, I'm really far. I
yeah,
didn't, because you're just taking a baby step and makes it easier. This is a place that it's not that it's easy, but it's doable, right? Like
exactly.
it makes sense. Of course you can do it. It's just
Yeah,
about showing up.
yeah.
So what are some of the benefits that you've already seen happen? Because you're still in the space, you're still continuing to show up in the space. What are the benefits that you've already seen? And what are you excited to see from the benefits in the future too?
Sure. Well, for me, this space happens at the very beginning of my day,
Mm.
so it always helps me um, like preparing myself for the day that I have in front of me, and I've realized that it makes it makes a really big difference for me, where I just wake up and go live my day, or I wake up, I have this moment for myself to connect with me, and then go on in my day, because I feel like I have a better way that I can manage my mind throughout the day, and like that building up through the weeks and through it's just through life. I've been going now for I mean, I've been seeing you for many months now, and like I told you, it's such a part of me now that I just like I wake up and I even feel like happy that I have this way to start my day. Like I just wake up and I was like, sometimes I don't feel good, and it has happened to me a lot of times that I've been sick, through the winter, like all the viruses, and I work with kids, so I was sick for many weeks in the winter, but I still connected. Like I would be there hearing your voice, doing as we were told, and it's crazy to realize how like it's a very small space of time in a day. Like you can scroll for hours on social media platforms, right? Or play a game, or do whatever you do, watch a show, and it's even a tinier space that you need for you to connect with yourself and for that to make a difference in your day.
Mm.
So I think for me that has been some of the clear benefits I can see from this.
Oh, I love that. And I love that you keep talking about connection to self and being able to listen and hear and clearing your mind because I really want to I desire for all of you to connect so deeply to yourself and your own inner intelligence. And to hear that is just, it makes my heart beat. It makes me so happy to hear. So another thing that I want to touch upon is that in the meditation program, it's not just meditation. We do a whole bunch of different breath work. I give you guys tools. We talk to each other. We have those heartfelt conversations at the end. um, what are some of the like benefits from the tools maybe you've used, or from the other things that we do as well? Like what are those benefits?
uh, well, it's you've given us, I feel like, a whole toolbox of tools to choose from, from breath work, from affirmations, from setting intentions. I believe uh we've been using those tools and activating and like using the space to actively take control of our lives and to choose what we want for ourselves. And I think that's so beautiful, and it's even more inspiring to also go in this journey with other people, because sometimes it's you say like, or you might feel like it I don't know, like you underestimate yourself, but you hear yourself, you hear others, and you're proud of them as well as you're proud of yourself. And I think that's awesome.
Oh, oh my God. I want to celebrate you again because this morning we listened, we're kind of really diving deep into our why so that we can make sure that we are showing up for ourselves every day. We're going back to our why. And I asked
Yeah.
everybody in the space, why. But Izzy is the freaking coolest. And of course, she had to say the coolest thing. She was like, I'm wrong, but I'm pretty sure you said, you're here in this space. I said, why are you here? You're like, I am here because I'm ready to choose my life. And I was like, oh,
Yeah. Yeah. It was like, I want to choose who I want to be. Like, I don't want to leave that to anyone else but to me. Because I feel like we're getting so many messages like all day long about who we are supposed to be. And I think this space has helped me a lot, um, to see clearly into who it is I want to be. And I have like one of my favorite quotes. Is one, I don't know from who it is. I don't remember right now, but it says like, "Truth waits for eyes unclouded by longing," And I feel like that happens to us so often, that we want something so bad, or we believe we want something so bad, that we are willing to do anything to get there, and then we get there and it really wasn't what we wanted or needed or anything, but something along the way made us believe maybe that we wanted that.
yeah.
And for me, the space is also about clarity, like about unclouding whatever it is in our mind, like in front of our eyes. And I don't know, my dog distracted me, but I wanted to say something else.
Take a moment if you need to take a moment.
Yeah, yeah, because I don't know, it was about like knowing what you want, clarity. I don't know. It's gone. Maybe
That's
it'll come back. Yeah.
perfect. But I mean, that in general is just, it makes me so happy to hear because there is so many things that cloud us from being who we actually desire to be. Not who we want to be, but who we actually desire to be, what we actually desire to experience, and creating that space for us to be able to choose. And I love that was what your why, because this space, this meditation activation program not only activates all of the benefits of meditation, but it allows you a space to choose who you get to be,
Yeah.
to choose your life. And so I've been so proud of you, seeing your growth, seeing how you have just like skyrocketed in the past 6 months. And this is why long-term mentorship, long-term programs, long-term relationships are so valuable. There's something so much more than you would get from a short-term program
Yeah.
or from something else. Like, what has your experience with being able to be in something that's long-term instead of short-term? Here we're going to do this and then you're out. Like, how has that felt for you, being in something that's long-term?
Yeah, I completely agree. I've taken programs that are like, one day, like many hours, and you go someplace or you connect with someone and you have like all of these insights,
Mhm.
but then life goes on, and if you don't, if you haven't like taken care of your environment and the people around you, and change all of those things that have like way more influence in you,
Mm.
there's very little chance for you to actually like strive there, like with the tools that you got, that you are able to keep on, uh, like harvesting the benefits of it.
Yeah.
uh I believe that in with this sort of program, you you go ahead and have this consistency that we talk about, and that it builds up. It's like, because it's not like, okay, we have this flat line that we're going to be very slurred. I feel like it builds up, and then it takes you places you never thought of. And I remember now what I had in my mind,
Okay, go ahead.
that because it was about clarity. And I think that one of the things that has caught my attention is that now I listen to my intuition like a
Mm,
lot clearer than before. Like it literally is like a whole different voice in my head, and that tells me sometimes like to either do things or don't do things. And sometimes I'm not even in the mood to do things that this voice tells me, and then I go ahead and do them, and I was like, man, I really need it. I just needed it. And I am so happy to have like this voice of wisdom back with me. And it came along with this, like with
yeah.
sitting on with ourselves and listening.
Yeah. Oh, that makes me so happy, because that is something that has definitely been an intention in the space, as well as being able for you to listen to your inner intelligence of your body, your mind, your spirit, all of it. And that has been a huge intention, because it again empowers you. It's not so that you follow me your whole life. It's not I'm bigger or I'm better. It's we hold each other's hands and we rise together, because we get to listen to the inner intelligence that's within each of us. And what you're doing is you're creating a space where you allow for yourself to create that space to have that connection, and also be supported in all of it, and be reminded of actually taking that into practice. Because again, we know about all these things. We know
Yeah.
that being able to listen to our intuition can change our life, that it tells us exactly what we need. But actually taking the time and being held accountable to the actual practice is where the magic is. So I'm just so proud of you. You've been showing up so well. Okay. Um and yeah, okay. So one thing I want to review is the benefits that you've been seeing. So just as a clarification, you said clarity of mind, more clarity of thought, not having to be jumbled up in with minds, getting rid of the distractions of your life,
Yeah.
being more conscious, being able to take those conscious and intentional choices, and listening to your intuition, being more connected to self. What else? There was so many.
uh, yeah, I
Being
can
held
also.
accountable, growth,
Yeah,
empowerment. These are all things you said.
totally. uh and like being ready for the day ahead,
Oh yes,
like as a yeah,
and
but
fueling your day. Oh,
building my day, totally.
oh, perfect. Makes me so happy, because I don't have to create the space. This is a space that's daily. It's really good price point. I don't have to create this, but I deeply, deeply believe in it, because of just the beauty that we've created together. We've all co-created in the space, just the beauty of it. So if someone is interested in joining and they were kind of hesitant about it, or they were just interested, what would you want to say to that person who would be interested in coming, because they'd be coming into a space with you? So what would you like to say with them?
Uh, well, I would say that if you feel interested at all, then you should go for it. Like many times we feel called for something, and we hesitate, and then we don't do, or we don't try. And I am pretty young, but I think life is about like taking chances. And if you don't like it, then you just well, don't keep coming. But I am pretty sure that it's really, really worth trying. Like getting to know the space, like, and it's not getting to know the space because it's really about you. It's like getting to know you, getting to get in touch with yourself. And I think Cassidy has made the most wonderful of spaces for us, um, to be in touch with ourselves, to get ourselves like, and to fall apart if that's what what we need, to fall apart, and then to get back up and grow. And I think it's amazing. Just I would recommend it. And actually, I would recommend it to many of my friends, but the language is just a matter of like, that's the only reason I would have not to recommend this. If you don't know English, well, then I wouldn't recommend it. But if you can understand me now, then you're welcome to join us.
Oh, I'm so excited. Um, is there anything else on your heart that you feel like you want to share? I'm going to give you that space.
um, I don't know. I'm just so grateful, Cassidy.
Oh, I'm so grateful for you.
Yeah, it's crazy because I think like in this past time, I've grown so much. Like, I mean, it's so crazy to be so far away from you and to feel like we've connected so much, and you've helped me so much in my journey and whatever I have going on here. So thank you.
Thank you. Thank you, Izzy, for listening to that intuition, for showing up for yourself, and for being ready to walk into your most empowered self because this is where I could cry. It's so emotional. Um, because it's you that takes everything that that shows up in all the spaces I create, that takes what I say with all of the love in your heart, and you really take it for your greatest growth. And so I'm so grateful to you because you are you are everything that allows this life to be beautiful. When we all rise together, it's something really beautiful. So on that note, before I start like bawling, I will say goodbye to those, and much love.